I had a dream last night. And no, not the kind that Martin Luther King had, okay? A different kind altogether, as you will see. And this one is very noteworthy. This dream is very noteworthy, so noteworthy that I have to make a video on it. You don't see me make a video about every dream that I had. That'll be like reporting every time you had a fart. It'd just be too much, right? You only report the farts that are really noteworthy, that really made a lot of sound and left a lot of impact behind. So this dream that I'm about to share with you absolutely is one of those dreams. And to give you the context, I have really been taking care of business here as of late. I just had a 3-day water fast recently, immediately followed it by another 2 days. So when I broke my 3-day fast, immediately another 2 days, and currently on another 2 day. And I think it's gonna be just a regular thing for me from now on to eat every other day. It's becoming a habit. So on top of that, I've only been eating strictly fruits and strictly juicy fruits like watermelons and pears and apples, and only the ones that have a lot of water in them. And so really, I've been feeling quite high on the skies, okay? I've been really feeling closer to the light. And it's just wonderful. My body's lighter and looser, and I'm just like spontaneously singing and dancing. It's really beautiful. Once you get closer and closer to the light and you start to do all these things and you clean up your body, you clean up your mind. Because I've been also on a mental fast in a way, I don't really check my social media. I check it every few days now, okay? My videos still post because they're scheduled, but I check it every few days, watching a lot of documentaries, really taking care of business here, okay? And this is what happens last night as a result. Now, when I went to bed last night, I was in a really good mood, okay? And one more thing I have to mention is I've been sleeping 7-8 hours every single night, early, between 10 and 11. So yesterday when I went to sleep, I was already feeling pretty high and loose, and I was just like dancing when I went to bed, okay? I was just really happy. And well, this is a dream. This is sort of, to me, the result of doing all these things that are bringing you closer to the light. So this is a dream, and it starts off quite dark. Here I am with a bunch of my friends, just friends. Not from real life, just friends, people that you feel intimate with, okay? I don't think any of them is anybody that I knew from real life, but in the context of the dream, those were fam, okay? And we were in a setting that resembled a Holocaust, okay? We were somewhere and we were being oppressed. We were being tortured. We were being ordered to do work. And so the setting that we were in was some kind of Holocaust-like setting. It wasn't as stark, it wasn't as dark as the Holocaust, but it was that type of environment. We were basically slaves. Okay, we had oppressors and they were bossing us around, and we couldn't say anything. And we were doing labor work. And we were all obviously very unhappy with it and unhappy with the situation. And so I decided, okay, I decided that I'm going to rebel against my oppressors. Okay, there was a specific person that was bossing me around and that was like hitting me on the head and stuff and getting me to do all this work. And I was feeling quite humiliated. And I started to get sick of it. And so I decided that I'm no longer going to listen to this guy. And as I decided that I'm not going to do it, all the fellow prisoners, if you will, if you want to call them, decided to do the same things for their own oppressors, because everybody had sort of a slave master or a prison guard, if you will, okay? So they all sort of, it was like I made the decision, but so did everybody else. And as soon as that decision was made, collectively, because of the humiliation, I felt very humiliated in the dream. I felt like I was worthless. I was just like, there was this person that was constantly humiliating me, hitting me on the head, calling me names, and I couldn't do anything about it. And I was just following everything that he told me. So as soon as I made the decision, so did everybody else. It was sort of like an instantaneous type decision. And then this is when the weirdness, the real, oh my God, just thinking about it right now, so vivid. I'm going to describe it to you in very in very details because it's just so vivid. The minute the decision was made, everything disappeared. Everything, the whole thing, the prison and the prisoners and the prison guards and the slavery system that was going on and the oppression, all disappeared. I became particles of light, okay? And I started to go through a tunnel, a dark tunnel, okay? And the way that I could know that I am now just particles of light going through a dark tunnel is because I could see my own, on the projection, I could see my own, because I was so beaming with light that I could see particles of light right in front of me in this dark tunnel that I was going through. And this tunnel, if you've ever done DMT or if you've ever seen the DMT simulations, or if you've ever, done psychedelics yourself and have really gone to the void, this was the void. This was the void. Okay, this was the void. But here I am, particles of light. I could see on the screen guiding me through the void, guiding me through the tunnel that is the void. Particles of light. And that was my own shadow, because I am particles of light navigating through this tunnel of darkness, through this void. And right in front of me is my own projection, my own shadow, if you will, which is my own shadow is particles of light that is guiding me through this tunnel. And so the tunnel started out being just black, just darkness, blackness. And I'm going so fast at the speed of light. At the speed of light, faster than the speed of light. But let's say at the speed of light, because I am light. Okay? And so it starts off being very just blackness, just pitch dark, void. And then I start to see stars around me, and it starts to resemble outer space. Okay, and here I am going really fast. And in the beginning, when everything disappeared, when that decision to stand up against the oppressors, when everything disappeared in the beginning, the tunnel was scary, and I was hesitant to go along with it. But it was taking me so fast. The flow of it was so fast that I just decided, let me just sit back and enjoy the show. This feels pretty good. Going really fast. Here I am, particles of light. No more oppressors, no more anything, no more thought, just going through this. And I said, it started to feel good, exhilarating. And then it started to resemble outer space. So I started to see stars. So I was in outer space at this point. Okay, in the pictures you see in the telescopes and everything, stars around me. Just go at night somewhere isolated and look at outer space. That's how it started to resemble. The tunnel took on the shape of being in outer space. And I kept going through the tunnel, and I started to recognize that I'm going to Earth, because I started to see the Earth, the blue planet from afar away. And I start to see all these other planets that the Venus and Jupiter and all of them. I start to see all of them. I start to see the sun from afar, and I start to see our planets. So I recognize, hey, I think I'm going to Earth now. And here I am going really fast. And then I started descending onto the Earth. Okay, the tunnel now is no longer dark. There were stars all around. Then now I'm actually descending into Earth. Okay, just like if you were, jumped off a skydiving. I've skydived before. It just started to be exactly like that. Okay, the tunnel changed now. Now I'm starting to go down the Earth. It's a descending now. Until I landed on the Earth, very lightly, very safely. It's just so beautiful and exhilarating, okay? Like I just got out, light, nice and loose. And who do I see back? All my fam. Okay, all the fam that we all instantaneously made the decision to stand up against the oppressors, and then everything disappeared. All the fam. Now here's the twist. Nobody was in the same role that they were in. there was no longer oppressed, no longer oppressor, and my own personal oppressor, the one that was humiliating me, was also there when I landed on the earth. But I had zero resentment towards him, zero hate. I just looked at him, he looked at me, but he was wearing like regular modern clothes, and I was like wearing regular modern clothes, and everything was just modern. And we were in like a park, in some kind of a nature place. Okay, but not like isolated nature, kind of like a park in a city. Okay, like a nice big park with lots of trees. And I looked at this specific guy that was oppressing me, and I just looked at him like, here we are. You're here, I'm here. Like, no resentment. We know that was what happened, but everything changed. The setting changed. He no longer have that power that he had, and I'm just a regular guy. He's a regular guy, and here we are in modern in a park. And everybody else, the fam, the people that were with me in, let's call it the dream prison. Okay, the prison, let's call it, because it wasn't exactly like Holocaust. It was like more like a prison. Prison is the best way to describe it, okay? So here's all the fam back here, but nobody's being oppressed. There's no prisoner. There is no prison guard. There's no slave, no slaver. Just everybody's just neutral, okay? And then everybody just took on a new role, and everybody moved on. So I saw my oppressor. He took on whatever role he is. He left. He saw another friend of his, which is another oppressor, and that's it. They went on their way. They took a walk together, and that's it. So, and then I saw other people that I was with, acquaintances from that, let's call it that, the prison. And they also just kind of got together, talked, and went on their way as a new adventure. It seemed like everybody just goes on a new adventure. The scene that I'm describing now resembles like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, after Frodo and Sam were rescued by the eagles, and how they woke up and everything was so new and fresh. It basically was like that. And you know how everybody just ended up going on an adventure. Frodo went back with the elves. Went to the land of the never dying with the elves, and everybody kind of went on their own way. Gimli left back with the dwarfs. Legolas went back to his elf people. Aragorn just stayed in the city. It exactly resembled like that. So now it's like a new adventure for everybody. So yes, my oppressor and the other oppressors, that's it. They're gone on their own adventure now. I'm probably not going to see them again. Maybe I'll see them again, who knows? But that's it. They're going on their own adventure in the modern world. And then a bunch of other people, acquaintances from the prison that we were all just in before I went through that tunnel as a particles of light, they also going on in their own adventures. Then there is my fam that was with me. And here I was talking to them. And we were now starting a new adventure together. And everybody just kind of felt this exactly like that scene, like from Lord of the Rings after Frodo and Sam got rescued, and how everybody just went on in their way, and everybody went on in their way in this new adventure, in this modern world, in this new adventure. No hard feelings, no resentment, nothing at all. An instantaneous recognition from everybody in the dream that, okay, it's a new beginning now, it's a new role. So I think what I have seen in the dream yesterday is the process of reincarnation. Because they tell you when you die, you go through a tunnel, and then you go through the light, and then you come back again, you incarnate again. It sounds to me like I just went through the process of the afterlife through this dream. I just described it, and it doesn't sound too different from, say, reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Of course, there's some differences in the details and whatnot, but the Tibetan Book of the Dead is a bazillion times more detailed. But that doesn't sound different at all. It sounds like this is I just went through the process of reincarnation. I saw how it works. Because here's everybody reincarnating again, starting over, new roles. What's funny is in between those roles, I became light. Isn't that funny? I became pure light. There was no identity, and there was no clinging. And I it's not like I am going through this void, through this tunnel, saying, wait until I get back to that oppressor, or wait until this, like, that's it, the role is over. Drama's done, bye-bye, movie's done. Now be back to you. You're just particles of your light. You're particles of light. You're beaming light. You're pure energy, pure awareness. And then boom, new role. And guess what? With the same soul fam. I mean, they tell you soul fam is a bunch of souls, which are really just you, okay? You. But then within the illusion, you play as these different souls, right? The small parts of you, different parts of you, different particles of the ocean, still the ocean. But they tell you that you have certain souls, the soul family, they call it. Okay? And you just sort of hang around from life to life with them. And that's exactly how it was. So guess what? The guy that was oppressing me, he was hanging around with another one of the oppressors. They went on doing their own adventure in this incarnation. And then there's me in the soul fam. They're just doing it again, reunited again as different roles. Mind you, all of it is just the one playing with itself. So I am my oppressor. He's just me in a different part of the amusement park, in a different part of the evolution back to itself. Whew. Blew my mind. I slept at 10:30. Okay, because I looked at the clock, it was 10:20. It didn't take me more than 10 minutes to fall asleep, probably less. Let's say 10:30. And I woke up. When I woke up, I looked at the clock, it was 2:08. So yeah, that was in between that time that this happened. But when I woke up, I simply had to write the dream down, and I just had to like marvel at it. I was like, sort of like, wow. I sat down for maybe 20 minutes. I didn't go back to sleep. Just, I thought on the dream. I wrote it down. I could not write it down. It was so vivid. And yeah, sounds to me like this. I just, in my dream, have witnessed the process of reincarnation and how it happens. And here I was with my soul family again, going on an adventure, and everybody was going on their own adventure. So we're in the park, and everybody started walking with whoever they had the most affinity with in that prison before we were. Their soul fam, if you will. The people that they tend to hang around with from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. Yeah, that was pretty profound shit. Okay, if I'm going to have more dreams like this, if it takes me to do more fasting, if it takes me to keep refining my diet and keep, eating these very, very high level, high vibrational foods that keep you hydrated, if it takes me to sleep 7-8 hours every night, I'm gonna keep doing this because things are getting pretty interesting over here. I'll tell you, fellas, things are getting pretty interesting. Okay, the more and more you align yourself with the light, the more and more you become the light. I became particles of light. I mean, I was particles of light going through the void, the tunnel. Okay, until I took on another role, another incarnation, if you will. But fully knowing when I took on this incarnation that what am I going to ignore? Even in the dream when I took on the new role, I was like taking it on with excitement. Because I knew who I was. I'm light. I knew who I was. So I'm not going to ignore where I just came from. So I knew that I was putting on a mask now. See the difference? This is when you increase the level of consciousness. You hear about the Tibetan Lamas, for example. When they come into an incarnation, they know they come into an incarnation. They're not like most of the people, the humans on this planet. They don't know. In the Tibetan Book of the Dead, most people come back here in confusion. They don't know what the hell happened. Then they get assigned another incarnation, and here they are. So you get high beings like the Tibetan Lamas and stuff. They know exactly what they're doing. They know they come in here. They know exactly what's happening. So it sounded to me like when I went to this new birth, whatever it was, this new adventure, this new movie in the modern world, I knew who I was. I knew I was not putting on a mask. So I wasn't being identified with this new role, which was just me, by the way, good old me. Saeed, that was the role. But I was like, I took on this role of Saeed, the modern world, with such, let's do this, an adventure. Because I knew who I was. I was the light. I was the light. I am the light. I am the light. You are the light. You are it. Right now, right now, right now. So that's pretty amazing. So I guess whatever I'm doing right now in life, I'm gonna keep doing it. Because it's probably the best dream I had. I'm not gonna exaggerate, all year. All year. It's the best dream I had all year, by hands down. Went to sleep super happy, woke up super happy. I'm super happy today. I'm really, if you can't tell, if you in case you can't tell, I'm kind of beaming with light right now. That's pretty cool. So I want to thank all the Patreons for helping me, supporting this channel. We've got quite a bit of new family members lately. My God, thank you guys. I really, really, really appreciate it. Okay? Really, really, really appreciate it. Wow, I can't believe it. Here we're actually doing this, guys. We're actually doing this. We're gonna be able to do this full time. I know. So if you would like to support, pledge your support with as little as $2 a month. Help me do this full time. I believe in this. I believe in you guys, and I'm seeing more and more people pledge their support now. And I'm really excited and happy and grateful. And yes, I think the bigger the channel is, the more of you guys pledge, we'll be able to do this full time. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. And that's about it. Until next time, may the force be with you.